Hello, hello. Hi, everyone. Today is Friday, June 30. It's 11 a.m., 11:08. I'm very happy to do this stream today. We have a lot of things to talk about, and today's stream will be based on your inputs. So, the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks, were about uh, figuring out and outlining what can be next, what's the next iteration. We talked about previous iterations. We talked about physical modules, experience of lot, and we talked a lot about software. And we start to research and investigate the opportunity to build the system that we always wanted, which is um, an intelligent self-care assistant, something like a Tamagotchi of yourself. That spirit, that software spirit that you can build up that will help you to maintain your daily habits and your routine, that will be there as a personal self-care assistant, personal being assistant. There were interesting questions based on the initial research about AI, which is cost of computing and plans on how we can start to build um, this new system. I want to say I want to say thank you for uh, everyone who participated in the past few weeks research, and I will go with all the inputs. It's very interesting, and I'll start with Phil. Phil Rohr gave a lot of information, a lot of time, and a lot of energy for this project already. So we just met like a week ago, and you can find him on Twitter on Based Machina and on Instagram as LVSQZC. So Phil was very helpful talking about computing cost, and uh, he set up this Notion board, Notion page, which I would like to go through because it's very advanced, and I'd say it's really cover the whole product that we wanted to build, and includes vision and essential uh, ideas and the first prototype. And so Phil also brought some good news about cost. So I was saying that perhaps the digital module, this AI module that we can start with, can cost something around $25 per month. It seems like we can do it much less per month and perhaps even free. That's what we can investigate with this document. Product vision. It's a synchronization with yourself. It's a discovery of user behavior and creation of digital twin Ghost. It's the creation of a digital twin Ghost. By using LLM generated questions with multiple choices answers, which gets scheduled by the LLM for each user individually. So we generate a question and we give people multiple choice answers. The schedule of those answers and the answers itself will be individual. We talked with Phil about magic moment. What could be the most important uh, value proposition and magic moment for the users? Then they will have this aha moment and being uh, connected to the app the most or to the system. So magic moment is when after a while the model understands the baseline behavior of the user and asks a question that demonstrates knowledge of the user's daily routine and might even reveal a pattern of behavior the user was not aware of before. Phil brought this term long memory, and I think that's what it's about. When the machine demonstrates knowledge of your routine and reveal a pattern that you was not aware of by yourself. So it's building a long-term relationship where more you use it, better the experience is because it remembers what you answered a week ago, 2 weeks ago, months ago, maybe a year ago. That's the magic moment. That will be very personal when a machine says something. Uh, Last year it was this, and this year me and you improved it to this. Or last week your answer was different. What about today? This way, the model will evolve from simple questions about daily routines to more complex rituals to develop a deep understanding of the user. So, what's the model behavior? Ask one question each day. That's where we start. Eventually, the questions can be spread in a very personal way. Depends on things like weather, your location, time of the day, and even context of your personal life that the machine can be aware. So it might be that there'll be no questions for a few days or maybe a week even, but you trust that it will ask it in the right moment. So it's not about pushing a notification every day. And sometimes you wake up in the morning and you see um, like 11:30, there's like push notifications from all the apps because it's just scheduled that way. So the schedule will be very personal, but we'll start with one question per day. The model has to develop its own scheduling and questioning strategy to build a behavior model of the user. And it should reference past interactions if it's appropriate. Challenges. How to prompt engineer a functional scheduled question strategy. So it's about the same thing, that it's not about push notification. It's not about like the machine corporate way of giving you uh, engagement notifications with the app. It's about really trying to find a nice time slot in your day and to not be invasive, but rather supportive. How to teach the model an understanding of the user's existence in space-time and keep track accordingly. How to minimize, prevent model hallucinations. So it's a good challenge. So Phil did first setup, and I was blown away by how the engineering and software change in general. Uh, you correct me if I'm wrong, but it feels that before you would have to write a code, if that, then that, if this, then that, etc., etc. Connect to libraries. Now you actually talking to the machine and asking it to write the program. And I like how Phil explained it. He said, if it's really like raising a child. Better information, more explanation you give, better the result. So uh, it feels that at this point of engineering and development, it's about creating the proper prompt and description of the system so machine can understand and learn. So the prompt was ask the user question, ask the user questions related to self-care or daily routines and offer them multiple choice answers. Did you have coffee or tea this morning? Answers yes, no, none of the two. Use the user response to the question to create a model of the user behavior and update this model with each answer you receive. Then there is a result. Uh, I like the name self-care GPT. And then there is a result of machine processing this prompt and creating explanation, reasoning, plan about how it should work. I like how it's phrased. It's really sci-fi already. We live in a sci-fi movie. The machine saying, self-care GPT thoughts. I think it would be helpful to ask the user a daily question related to their self-care routine to create a model of their habits and preferences. This will allow me to provide personalized recommendations for self-care activities based on their responses. I should offer multiple choices answers to make it easy for users to respond and ensure consistency in the data collected. I can then analyze the data collected to identify patterns and trends in the user's behavior and provide insights to help them improve their self-care habits. I will need to continuously learn and adapt to the user's changing routines and behaviors to provide the most relevant and effective recommendation. So it's mind blowing. It's very interesting to think that the role of the human here, that and the role of the user, where it's really to build the relationship, uh, and because it's such an infinite pool of prompts, so it will be important. So some users might have a deeper connection, and they might talk about meditation and spiritual events. Some users might strictly limit it to numbers and tracking of the events in the day. Their apps exist to help you track sleep, food consumption, water consumption, calories consumption, but it's not for everyone. And it's interesting with just one prompt at a certain time, the whole model can change. Questions like, do you want me to provide you with data weekly? Yes, no. And opportunity is really limitless, even to the extent of changing the widgets of the screen. Some people would have only the mirror, like we had in our prototype, and some people would have a mirror with numbers, calories, steps, whatever they might need to see for them. So it's very, very interesting to use um, the this technology, AI, not only for the prompts, but also for the interface eventually. Criticism. I need to ensure that the questions I ask are relevant and useful to the user. I also need to be careful not to overwhelm them with too many questions or recommendations. Additionally, I need to make sure that the data I collect is kept secure and private. So Phil set up a test server with uh, some credit that already there. And based on that, there are very interesting unit economics that that was the question, and I'm very grateful for this, because this will help us to calculate the price per user for the digital module, compare it to physical module, and prepare for the investment, knowing exactly how much money we might need to build, maintain, uh, and evolve the system. So there are metrics that we will be using, which is in calculating, and still the question. User acquisition cost, lifetime of the user, lifetime value of the user, and lifetime value of the user compared to acquisition cost. As I understood, there are different uh, systems, not only OpenAI, but others like Pinecone, uh, that required to run the system. And so the price for 1,000 users will be about $300 for OpenAI, $70 for Pinecone. For cloud infrastructure, the rest of the cloud infrastructure is $35 per 1,000 users. So that approximates us to $410 per month for 1,000 users. This is to run this to run the system, which is not bad at all, and uh, it's very scalable. And perhaps we can set up that the first prototype can be maybe even for free. Uh, I still think that it's interesting to have a monthly payment, so you have a subscription to this model that will allow us to evolve it much faster, because there's also development cost, engineering cost, product design cost, so that we can include too. It's another interesting metric, which is tokens. And I open this message from Phil. It's basically token. Token is amount of words. So one or two sentences is 30 tokens. One paragraph is 100 tokens. 1,500 words is about 2,000 tokens. One token is approximately 4 characters in English. 100 tokens is 75 words. It was very interesting to think about. This is like gas for the car, or electricity, basically, that measured in words. Um, I feel for the systems like ChatGPT, where it can give you whole white paper, paragraphs, and books and return, this metric matters a lot. For us, this metric is will be good on cost, because it's more about the memory rather than about text inputs or outputs. In our case, user not even giving any text input. It's only the machine giving 1 or 2 sentences max. This architecture. I'll give word to Phil to talk about it in the chat. Um, this architecture for a long-term memory. Links to GitHubs with the, I'm guessing it's open source systems that we can use. So Phil proposing roadmap. First iteration, prompt engineering of the basic behavioral models of a self-care assistant via free open assistant interface API. Second iteration, prompt engineering of internal reasoning, planning, and strategy with agent-based LLM framework. Third iteration, in development, prompt engineering of basic behavioral model plus reasoning and planning, plus long-term memory via chat history. This morning, Phil sent me, and I shared with the team, the Instagram chatbot that already sending these questions with prompts, and I started to answer them, which is really mind-blowing. The link is here. I'll post it to chat. Phil saying the diagram shows the architecture of an agent-based open source system. It uses several agents that each perform different tasks for planning and scheduling. Amazing. Thank you. So we can start by fine-tuning this Telegram bot, understand the initial prompts, the initial responses, collect the first initial data before we move to building the web app that we can download and start using with the those open source models and OpenAI behind it, which is very exciting, and I'm super grateful to Phil to finding this first iteration. It's really amazing. So I'm excited to use the lot self-care bot on Telegram, and it's I feel like it's congratulations to everyone with the official start. Great news. Still burning some gas, as I understand it, and cost a fraction of a dollar to use GPT-4. Fourth iteration, prompt engineering of basic behavioral models, plus reasoning and planning, plus long-term memory via vector database. Fifth iteration, fine-tuning via OpenAI API with our question-answer dataset, feedback loop. Also, I will talk about it. I We plan to do pre-seed, so we have budget and resources to go fast. However, and it's very generous information from Phil, there are programs that give opportunity to start uh, the work without funding because there are programs that are interested in systems like this and they will help to scale it with giving credit. So this is very important and amazing. So basically, there are no excuses to not start it. Also, some interesting thoughts from Phil is that once the infrastructure is in place and fine-tuned, the model with the user data become an expert in problem analysis, solving, and task planning. And this is a feature of language models that is at the edge of research right now. And we will be early participants, which is amazing. And another interesting thought is that given that the whole setup will result in an ultra specialized model running on our service, there will be opportunity to sell API access to other companies. For example, Muji could train our model on their products. So this is something to consider, uh, which is an interesting way to think of scale, where perhaps we start or we mix products, not necessarily produce all of them, but we mix with other products and we will link them to our AI. Thank you very much, Phil. This is really groundbreaking. Feels like we started build a house, and uh, I'm grateful for this uh, research and first prototypes. So let's continue and find what's next. Thank you for the roadmap. It's essential. I'll go to the chat. Typtic saying, wow. So if you have questions or you would like to connect, uh, please reach out to Phil, based Market on Twitter, LVSQZC on Instagram. I'll post it to the chat. Received another interesting email. Not another interesting email, but I received an email the other day, and um, it was from Ethan Klaus, who just met, and Ethan is uh, built Party DAO. So I'm doing this community thing so we all can collaborate. Perhaps uh, you know, Phil is very advanced in uh, he's software engineer, machine learning engineer. I'm not. So perhaps people can connect with each other and find other links that we won't see, I won't see. I'll read the email. So Ethan is explaining and giving his thoughts that perhaps it won't be that expensive to actually start the computing behind me module. And if we architect the system correctly, we can cut down the cost dramatically. So this really echoes with Phil's work that what he proposed and researched that if the architecture is properly outlined from the day one and the roadmap is organized in this iteration through iterations, the cost will go down dramatically. So he suggested to look into vector databases. That's the next step in Phil's roadmap to connect it to Telegram bot. He also suggested to use Chroma. We just saw it. He also suggested to use LoRa models. Low rank adaptation of large language models. He goes technical, so perhaps I will forward this email to Phil. So he's founding member of Party DAO and partner at Deep Ventures. It's very helpful to receive this kind of email with the suggestions and the outlines because there was a call and question in the previous keynote and was a concern about cost and Ethan saying that it's very doable. So I'm super grateful for uh, just reading this, already being able to connect some new things for myself together and understanding how it works. So uh, thank you very much. Perhaps once we're ready to go with pre-seed round, Deep Ventures can participate. So looking forward. Phil and Ethan talking in the chat about the chroma. Let's be the AI native open source embedding database, Chroma. Chroma is building the database that learns. It's very interesting. Very cool. I'm happy you connected. And again, I'm very, very excited to understand and talk about it beyond just unit economy, beyond the product interface, but also going into the technicalities of the system and understanding the backend. Perhaps we can do more technical hands-on stream someday where we can uh, just talk about it with you in life. It will be great. We received email from Liam Ricketts, and he's Liam Ricketts on Instagram. He sent this story behind development and ideation for the Lot app. It's a vision for what it can be. It's a PDF. California Insight. California. I was based in California between the 1st February 2023 and April 8th, 23 for a job interview. While in California, Matthijs Diederikes, Leeway Tools, introduced me to Gikan Jihan Blossfeld-Lau, Neometabolism. Meeting Jihan was pivotal to my time in California, a wonderful human with several interesting ideas that you can spend hours conversing with. He was also pivotal to feedback and criticism for my own project, which was a positive, affirming experience. I was then prompted by Matthijs' partner Lauren Jackson to contact a member of the Leeway Tools community who was also in California, Anastasia Kuklenko. I made contact and drove 2 hours to meet her. She needed a lift to Los Angeles. I figured that what did I have to lose? I gave her a lift with zero expectations. It made the journey enjoyable, and we met a few times afterwards. A present moment always contrasts with a sense of absence. Meeting these people felt like we were all connected from a single overarching service. What if this can be created at scale? How do we sift out a large portion of society but appeal to a specific type of person who are willing to pay for an app that appeals to them? A service or app where the chances of meeting or engaging with another member could be beneficial. Proposed structure: routine, wellness, music, forum, social. Routine. Oral hygiene. Suggested items. Chewable mouthwash. Tongue scraper. Disclosing tablets. Dental records. Know when a checkup is needed and when teeth have fillings, damage, or have been repaired. Use the app to tap which teeth might feel sensitive or where gums are inflamed. Teeth can be tapped on. Override subscription analytics. Tap to receive additional supplies icon. I really love this. It's going very detailed, not just the whole mouth or the moment, but the actual teeth is taken care of. Actual tooth, the individual teeth are taken care of. They can be tracked, not just the whole mouth, but the teeth can be tracked to its deep. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Routine running. Running would be one of the most popular activities that lot members would undertake. The hardest part is putting your shoes on, then you're out the door. Small prompts to keep you on schedule for the week, month or year. Minimal interface with options to share with the community or keep private. This is very insightful thought that sometimes to do part of the routine, even to wake up or to go running, start working, or say something nice, is just 1 second, one moment away. And it's interesting to identify those magic moments and connect them to the the app where instead of promoting you with calories or buying something, and it refers to Phil's outline of not it's not about sending you more products. It's really about those magical moments. And if the system prompts you on the right moment, say just put your shoes on, that's it. Or what about the teeth number 18? Does it still hurt? Wellness, breath work. Mindfulness, mindfulness experts create breathwork routines for users that they can utilize at any given moment to help with sleep, work, commuting, or daily activities. This would be country specific, starting with two. This will be country specific, starting with two USA breathwork coaches, later branching out to European and Asian territories. Breathwork coaches will also be available for live coaching and helping empower the community. Session could be 25 minutes. Location: every breath you take, California. Wellness, yoga. Yoga in its many forms is available worldwide to the masses. Yoga classes are available online and in person, if you seek it. A lot yoga instructor would give classes online, which are available live to drop into or access in a wellness archive. Potential for one-on-one session with app users if infrastructure is built and enough of market for this. This is very, I'm just might have so much thoughts, I'm sure you too. How much it makes sense to connect with another lot community member to do something like breathing together or doing an exercise together. If the system knows my preferences, non-intrusive, without going into privacy, perhaps can connect me with someone else for the same activity in the right moment with the right music. Lot music. A curated series of mixes that lot members can press play and enjoy. Exclusive mixes from lot members or guests. Suggestions: Ed Vertov, Stellar Remnant, Ben UFO, Hassel Audio, Sam Goku, Permanent Vacation. Potential route: Lot members can submit their own mixes. Playlist concepts inspired by music and time of year. Songs for spring, music for focus, spring summer, soft summer, eternal summer, August nights, summer 23, autumn 23. Curated by Ed Vertov, curated by Lot Community. Open community playlist. Playlist curation. 60 minutes, location worldwide. Playlist of individual songs curated by members or admin with themes such as routine, concentration, exercise, or seasonal. Lot forum. Designed to keep users updated with progress from Lot. Information regarding seed funding, ideation, delivery of products and services, to cost and progress reports. Feedback menu. Users can express any issues or concerns through the application portal. Headings can change over time to accommodate for Lot adaptation. This is very interesting to consider in the app and the future iterations. Something that we prototyped is the full transparency, where at one version we had a public display of cost of goods, operational cost, the money in the bank, the money, the revenue, potential revenue, and even individual contributions. So all that information was transparent. And the reason for that at scale is that the price will be flexible. It will be tuned that you would have savings on your daily box, on your monthly subscription. And in order to do this is to reduce margins that can be excessive sometimes. And those margins can be transparent too. And so first we need to build trust so people know that at any given moment they can go. It's almost like making the company public on IPO before it's public. So you can go and see the earning report at any given moment, see all the shareholders, become a shareholder, and all that will allow us to give at scale a flexible pricing. So people can save on their boxes. Flexible pricing means that every month the price could be a little bit different. Depends on inflation, currency exchange, margin, logistics, situation in the world, in your personal context. Lot Social. Social media platform within Lot application. No likes, no comments, no DMs, no feedback, no followers count. Dopamine dysregulation and mass. Now re-regulated. Post your food or partner to the Lot social media application. Eat a chicken pie and live your life instead of harvesting dopamine constantly. 9 pillars of wellness. Read, write, create, eat well, hydrate, meditate, sweat, music, play. 9 pillars of easy, effective language to reach the core customer for wellness. From Lot 24/6 to Lot. Lim Ricketts. Typtic saying, every idea on Liam's proposal could be a huge innovative business itself. Agree. Oh, I'm sorry, I switched. I thought I switched the mic off, but I switched the music off. Apologies. Every idea on Liam's proposal could be a huge innovative business itself. I absolutely agree. Phil said 100%. Absolutely mind-blowing story and uh, research and inspiration. Lova is Levlevetan. LV Levitan. Send the to the chat. Sent very cool product proposals. Lova, if you in the chat, that would be great to. He didn't send any description, just those images. It's load protection, load memory, load focus. These are very beautiful images. I love how every piece, every sample is connected to each other. From it just tells, makes me very very happy, and my heart is beating fast. The brain is spinning because I see how uh, every single sample from Phil's research to Liam app to these images to suggestions from Ethan, everything is connected. We talk about long memory. Here is a memory ring. There's so much potential to expand the products beyond uh, their necessity features, because the necessity features can be very uh, very different in this new age, and perhaps a ring that you wear from Lot can symbolize that you connected to this long-term memory assistant. You know that there's someone or something out there that keep track of you, and it's absolutely exciting to think about it. Thank you, Lova, for sending these images. There's also update from Taylor Almark. We connected. Uh, he is from MacLab. It's a perfume and body care essentials manufacturer, and he's proposing collaboration, and uh, this is absolutely mind blowing and exciting to start and think about it. What can we do in terms of packaging? I love that it's based in the US, something that we've been trying to set up for a long time. So building this system and thinking that perhaps one of the first physical products could be a perfume that has uh, ways for personalizations, for example, is very, very exciting. So we can start with a new scent and expand it to personal scents based on the information we received through the system. We'll continue the conversation and I'll keep you updated, but I'm just grateful for this moment. Perhaps you know uh, more manufacturers and more people in the US that we can connect to and start to build network in the United States. The goal is to have a packing facility here in Los Angeles, but all the parts might come from everywhere. Very, very exciting. So that leads us to the of course the one of the most important conversations: how to fund all this and how to find uh, the right partner for funding. And we are working with Baukunst. It's a pre-seed investment firm that is focused on art and design in hardware and manufacturing. And we've been in touch for some time. We know each other for a long time. And I want to just say big thank you and shout out to Kate McAndrew and Tyler Mincy, who've been very encouraging to uh, on every month we connect and we talk about lot and we connect about subscription and manufacturing and the strategy how to go. And I really wish that our work will result in uh, pre-seed investment. I think it is very important to plan a lot with this iteration with financial business partners. You see, we have incredible product vision, incredible spirit. The community is uh, absolutely incredible. The talent is off the charts. So we in need for a similar business partner, and Baukunst is really really great. So we plan on a pre-seed round. There's no timeline yet, and that pre-seed round will allow us to start with the first iteration. It actually was Tyler who suggested that perhaps we can start with the digital layer first, with the app. He said that the app is something that he uh, really liked, and that could be the first step for this new system that will go for scale. They connected. Last call we had this week, 2 days ago, and Kate and Tyler connected me with Ismail Sali from Wild Grain and Dan Fink from Butcher Books. Butcher Books. They're both food subscriptions, very successful, profitable, and they gave me insight on the how to how to do profitable subscription box, and that's is the drive behind the business. Over the past few months, Kate and Tyler gave me a lot of insights on structure for the future business. So the work is continuous, and uh, I feel that next steps will be also connecting all the samples together, putting together the unit economy for the AI based on Phil's work, connecting with Ethan, understanding how we can uh, bring the cost even more down. How can we start this digital layer as soon as possible? Connecting to Liam to work on the user experience and interfaces. Perhaps have more ideation for future products with Lova. Planning the first products, maybe not even for subscription, but for sale with Tyler. So it's all connected, and I feel incredible. So thank you, everyone, so much for this moment, for being together. It feels really great. It's incredible to see that something that Lee envisioned in the app and how he put the story together is happening in the chat where uh, people connecting and exchanging. And to me, this is a very precious moment. And doing it live is very sensitive in general. Just to see this connection, to see these ideas, to speak them out loud. And I hope that we'll continue and be very careful with each other, be very careful with the connection. And this is just note to myself to be very careful and sensitive with the community. Uh, my next task is to bring the funding um, and connect more people together. So I see that the growth of the company is in these moments. The people connecting, people doing their own things, finding time and way to contribute a lot, getting benefits from that, and of course getting paid for the work. So TypeText saying, imagine imagine Margiela replica, but based on your own moments. Tyler Almark saying, great project. Let's connect to Telegram, start answering questions, give more information, and see how it goes. And Ethan suggested that the first step could be, the next step could be web app, and that sounds amazing. you next week. Thank you.